Hi everyone, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are taking care of a clogged bathtub bathroom drain. It's backing up at the sink and the tub. Basically, it's slow running from beyond the tub and down to the main drain. Now the house has already been cleaned out from the main drain and out to the road, and from the back of the house to the front of the house. There's still some slow running drains here on the main floor, and that is probably from dirt, hair clogs, things like that. So chemicals don't work. Don't buy them. All that's going to do is put chemicals into basically your city water system. Sometimes it's going to take a lot more than that, and in this case, it means you've got to take apart your P traps, run sewer snakes through the lines, and in some cases, the piping is made of plastic. It's called PVC, and it is glued together, so it's not serviceable. So you've got to figure out a way that you can work on it and put it back together. Now, an important thing in keeping your drains clear is having one of these screens to filter out anything that's going down the drain, hair and everything. And it's not foolproof. It's not going to keep everything out, but you can clean it off after a shower, throw away any loose hair or dirt if you're doing, washing stuff. And this is why you don't want to wash your dogs or pets in the bathtub, because they can really shed a lot of hair and clog it up very fast. So in this case, we have a service panel on the back side of the bathtub in a coat closet, and that can be helpful in cleaning out things or doing anything service-wise, like on a gasket here. This has been replaced before, and down into the pipe. So here you can see we've got original copper piping going down below here into PVC. At this point, there is no service access to be able to do anything in here, and ideally it would all be below because you couldn't snake from above. And you can see on the angle there how there's an L shape. That's why it's really hard to clean out with a sewer snake drain, because it's got to go down the tub, back to this wall, and then down again. Here's our access point below the bathtub into the basement. And everything comes down from the bathtub right up here. He's disconnected it here, and we had
went like this.
Yeah.
Everything was glued. They didn't give any point for any clean out at all. So that's fine, it's all cheap stuff, but that's how it was. And this is probably not sufficient.
Completely clogged.
And then
see that? It's packed.
This particular, from where it went on here to this is totally packed full. It's all, so not good flow.
And part of the problem is it's bottlenecking right here. It's going from that, is that 1.5 or 2 inch pipe?
This is 1.5. And yeah, and then it gets pinched down to another nipple. And
here, and then opening up, this is the 4-inch main drain, and we have cleaned out from here out to the city. So basically everything was getting stuck right here and not cleaned out. So at some point when somebody did this, they built this cabinet to hide the plumbing, and when they did so, they boxed in any opportunity for a clean out from that union right there, and then this one here goes to the bathtub, from the bathtub to the sink to right about here and up into the wall. So this is a good way to be able to gain access with. So you're going to need a hacksaw to cut it apart, and then you need PVC primer and PVC glue, which bonds pretty quickly, but you have to have that primer to be able to make it work. It's not like wall primer, it's not optional.
I'm only having to cut this off here because this is in the way to cut this off.
Okay.
So I have to just, it's kind of a pain, but whatever, it cuts easy.
So when we do plumbing or other things, we've done this before, there was just another recent video, take the hardware store to your house with you, because if it snows or you need one part, just buy extra and have what you have on hand what you're going to need. We take pictures of it before because sometimes the design is good, sometimes it's bad, and you need to go, wait, how was that before? Just a good homeowner tip to be able to pass on to you. So right now what he's cutting off was the P-trap, which holds your sewer gases, like a water stoppage happens there in that low point when you're not running water, so that the sewer gases from the city sewer don't back up into your bathtub and stink up your room. And one of those should be under every sink or water point. So here's a little better light showing you what was going on in there. Where the cast iron and the plastic meet, they have these rubber fittings. They're generally referred to as like Fernco and what else?
That's all I know of is Fernco.
So you can see what he's doing here, and they have small rotary attachments, and sometimes you can attach them to your drill. Do it the old-fashioned way, you know, a couple inches here to go. He's just using a screwdriver to pull out anything.
All good now.
Yep. So how much did you find there? Yeah, a good slug of junk.
Working great.
So when I was upstairs and I was saying, you know, the chemicals don't work, if it's a total blockage like this, that's not going to go anywhere except for sit there. And then when you do have to open it up, then you've got a hazard for yourself, your eyes, your skin, because of the chemicals that you put down in it. So if you ever go help a friend, find out if there's chemicals in there beforehand, because that could really be a problem. And the safest thing to do would be, you know, to try to cut further back and maybe let it sewer snake down. But because that sink is further along, if that sink wasn't draining, this whole pipe would be filled full of water. All right, so in our line of work and hobbiness of handyman repair, we always save sections of pipe because sometimes you just have to have a couple of inches, and to buy a, what was it, 2-foot section was $7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's really hard to get small sections like this, if not at all. So to just make a coupling point between, you know, like these don't fit together, you have to have a section of pipe. So he's got a new Fernco fitting, and he's doing the primer. This is some pretty strong smelling stuff, but it's good to push past it because it's a lot more money to call a plumber for a job like this, because it's not a lot of money in parts, it's time or knowledge. And this is why we're sharing this with you. So a good coating of primer, and it doesn't have to be, you know, quick work here. He does dry fittings and make sure that things like fit together like a puzzle, and then he goes back and he starts priming and gluing. So on the other side of it, here he's got the OD PVC cement.
Yeah.
What's that smell? Daddy got the dentist. But yes, I always can play this.
So if we're ever not sure what we have on hand or not, we always look. Like these must have been used for something else. So this part is going to be unusable or can be a cut point, but you never know what you're going to come up with. And this is a lot more than the 2-foot section. It's like copper pipe. Everything's gold to us.
Hey guys, we're gonna submarine boy yacht.
So what he was doing there is cleaning off all the burrs from cutting it. You want a good clean edge.
Where were you?
Okay, so that's been all dry fit, and then he went back and glued it, and this is it, all back together. And he got a serviceable P-trap, so you can take that out and snake it if you have to.
Yep. So all we ended up buying for the job, if you saw the whole pile of parts we bought just in case, we ended up buying this piece, this, and this, and this. But all this pipe we found at the farm used, I reused this because it was still soft from the last guy. When they get hard and they get all cracky, toss them, but this was still perfectly soft, just been painted on a little bit. But other than that, so it was like less than $10, really.
Okay, which is a whole heck of a lot less money than calling a plumber. Even if we had not gone to the hardware store before and hacksawed it and gone in there, lay it out on the floor and find out what you need, you know, the whole bag here, we just save it and take back what we don't need. We're already driving by.
And anybody can do it because the only tools that I used for this whole project was a hacksaw and a screwdriver. That's all I used for, and a tape measure, but you could, I mean, this is, you could literally use your fingers to measure and then cut with a hacksaw. So basically anybody can do this.
That's right.
Anybody.
And a lot of it here with this is this gives you a little bit of allowance because you're, you know, able to fit that together. But the dry fitting, I think, is a good thing to know and to pass on to you. So let's go upstairs and show you how well the water's flowing now. Before, you could wash your hands and have no trouble at all, but you would hear gurgling at the bathtub. I'm only going to run the cold because I don't want to pay for the gas or the hot water. It's just going down, no problem. See that? All gone. So because there was so much solid dry matter in there, the sewer snake that we rented could have gotten through it if there was a service point. Now we have a service point and you can do the little small homeowner tools to be able to get in there in the future if there's any trouble. So that's how you fix your non-running drains, everybody. I hope this helps you. It has always helped us a lot to be able to reference, you know, the University of YouTube and learn what you need to, especially in these handyman and homeowner type repairs. So thanks for watching, everybody. Give us a thumbs up and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.